What's up, Pick Central? Happy New Year. January 2nd, Thursday. It doesn't feel like a Thursday. It's a weird.
No, it's a Monday. It's a Monday, Thursday.
Yeah,
right?
it's been asking what day it is for 2 straight weeks. Clemmer and Marty in studio.
King Clemmer.
Oh my God!
I knew this was gonna be a thing.
Like worst.
Yeah, I mean, you pulled a rabbit out of your ass to go
Let's talk
plus
about it.
one.
Well, I don't know. That's not really true.
Granted, we're bad. Yeah, congrats,
Clemmer.
Thank you.
I'll give you flowers
I
for
appreciate
being
that.
the best gambler on the worst gambling show in probably the history of gambling shows, because I came in third at minus 70 units.
Yeah, can you guys? Can Phil have the ability to pull that? Or
I'd rather
just
not.
there?
I
know.
have-
They're there. They're there.
How
We should pull them up.
bad? I came in third place.
It is
At
wild.
minus 70 units.
I didn't see you. How you doing, dude? I haven't seen you. Hello.
What's up?
Hey, dude.
Hey, Dukes, what's
Wait,
going on?
I said hi. I said hi to
Happy
you. I
New
haven't
Year.
seen you. How you
Happy New Year.
doing?
I missed you,
Good.
dude.
Yes, we missed you.
How is everything?
How was Colorado?
It was great. I'm so fucking tired right now. I got home at like 2 a.m.
Same.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, like
You know-
12.
Yeah.
Not
You-
same.
It was good.
All right.
I love Colorado.
Colorado's
Happy to be back.
amazing.
Happy to be back. Happy New Year, gentlemen.
You sound like Rico today.
Yeah, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
You know, like it was one of those things where it was like you felt like ass, but it was like, all right. I mean, we just had a fucking 2 weeks off. Like,
Rico was just telling me something about like 2 years from now that we might have to worry about, and that's how Rico lives.
I
his life.
operate. I also.
What happened to your hand?
Yeah, it's
And
bad.
who taped it up like
Yeah,
that?
wait.
My wife.
1910.
No, it's the only way it stays because the bad cut is on the
What
the
did
knuckle.
you do?
I was carrying pizza yesterday. We went to a friend's house, carrying the pizza out of the car. It's a very narrow sidewalk on an attached house that they live in. There are bushes that like grow in there, whatever. So you cut the corner. In the 2 steps I took carrying the pizza, and pizza's out in front of you, there was a little pole or little box of plastic that like electrical wires go in, or it's for every house. That's where they bury it. Hit the knee. All right, that's enough. Well, I'm telling a story. We know we're bad.
No. This is important. I guess
You know we're bad.
That's an important stat. This is important.
Yeah, but my big bets are different.
It wasn't last.
My big bets are different.
That's true. You weren't last. You beat Ev.
That's one of the worst gambling shows of all time.
Yeah.
How about Clemmer though? Right. I love that I had more wins than Rico, and I had so many less plays.
So bad. So bad.
That's pretty bad.
I mean, Bosco, you're a bad gambler.
Yeah.
I'm a bad
How about,
gambler.
but Marty, you're a bad gambler. So remember a year and a half ago when Ev
I put the show back.
when Ev screamed at me about how he's the best
Yeah, I
gambler
know.
and I don't know anything and all that. Remember, you guys remember that? And you guys all laughed. Everyone had a good chuckle. Fuck you guys. I am the best gambler on this show since I've been here. Also,
Not since you've been here.
No, since pull that back up. You
That's
think
1 year.
a year and a half? I was
1 year. That was 1 year.
That was 1 year, right? So you think
Okay.
look at the gap between me and you idiots.
That's 1 year.
You think the 6
I
months?
think we caught up for half a year.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You think you caught up 180 units?
I had a
what it
good
is.
NFL last year.
you beat me by 3 units last year in the NFL.
Sounds like a win.
No, you did fair and square.
Can I finish my story? You asked what happened.
I did ask what happened.
The fucking post takes my knees out. I go straight down with the pizza. Luckily, the pizza wasn't like damaged, but my hand was fucked up. There's like white. You know when you can cut
Wait,
it.
the pizza wasn't damaged?
No, it wasn't
Your
damaged.
hand got that fucked up?
You know when you see it, yeah, because it luckily like breaks my fall. But you know when you see it and there's like a white spot underneath, you cut it so deep.
Yeah,
That's what it was. Yeah. I
So
gotta
did you
to,
go
like-
to the
That's called
doctors?
the bone.
I don't go to doctors.
I can tell.
I might go today, but we'll
So
see.
what if it's infected?
With that tape? Well, how could it be?
What if the doctor's trying to fuck him over?
Yeah.
How could that tape be infected, right? It's so perfectly wrapped.
That is Rico. What are we doing?
There's Neosporin and Band-Aids on.
You live like you're in the 1540s.
Yes.
I don't know, dude. I don't want to go wait on the line.
They don't.
I
Dude,
agree.
he's gonna
Pain.
try
It's not painful, so it's like, but it is. It's a little
to,
bit
he's
of
gonna
pain
try
in
to
the
fuck you
ass.
over.
My new thing is I got.
What can they do? They're just gonna like bandage it up.
Yeah, but yes, and not look like you know.
But then you got to learn how to bandage it. So you just basically it's.
But they
you're
give
not
you
gonna do it
better
every
bandage.
day.
Like that
You
is
could do a
what is
better
that? That's
job
like what is that? Masking tape?
No, it's surgical tape. It's Medicaid. It came in a medical kit.
I'll do anything not to go to a doctor.
I know, but I don't. If you see white though, that means it could get infected.
I got-
Especially if you fell
yeah.
outside.
I
Yeah.
got violently ill in London. Threw up for 12 straight hours. I just called an IV out the next day.
Yeah, I don't know if you could go to a doctor in another state. I mean, another country. either. How do
No
you do
chance.
that?
No
They
chance.
have the free, not free, but socialized medicine there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't look into the medicine.
But yeah, that was a brutal start to the new year. All right, college football playoff.
Oh, well, let's go back to me being
Well,
a
at
great
least you're on
man.
Ohio State.
What?
At least you were.
Yeah,
on
at least
Ohio
that was on Ohio State. That Oregon game was done in 4 seconds.
Off to a good start this year. Maybe you'll win this year.
Yeah.
But I am the champion this year. I am by far the best gambler in this show. And no more screaming, oh, I'm this guy forever. Nope.
Was
I'm
that Big Ev?
That was my Big Ev impression. He screamed at me for. I made sure to put that link in the tweet I sent out too. And I'll never forget how you guys all laughed at me. Oh, you don't know. You're square. No, I'm so much of a better gambler than you guys. It is remarkable. So just shut up and respect me.
It is a year of the square.
I need to know though, based on now that you're being cocky. You're
I'm not being
393. You're like 8 games below 500.
Yeah.
Actually,
Hit a 17 unit parlay to get even.
Yes.
So it's like the most lucky. Like he's not.
No, he had
the
a
way he's
couple first
talking
touchdowns.
is that his fucking cock is on the floor, and it's not.
And he's been pretty good at like first touchdown scores. So like, I'm not saying like you're a bad gambler, but like let's not
He's a pretty
act
bad
like,
gambler.
No, dude, you're missing the
gambler.
point. You're missing the point.
You're a pretty bad gambler.
I'm not. I'm okay.
Pretty bad.
Dude, you're missing the point. These guys all laughed at me. That's my issue. It's not so much that I am the greatest gambler of all time. It's more that these idiots were laughing at me, and I just annihilated them this year. Like it wasn't even close. It was ridiculous.
So
I
let's do
stomped on you
something
guys.
this year as a
Smitty was
group.
pretty close to you.
Smitty was.
Let's do something this year then, which actually puts something on it then.
Yeah.
We can. I will take the same amount of care as I do on my picks, which I do. As opposed to you guys who just, Marty, especially you willy-nilly it, and you're kind of the crazy.
I think if you guys do an actual competition, it should be everybody has to do at least one play per day.
Yeah, because also, Clemmer, I don't
have that.
I would love to hear from the chat. If anyone wants to clip this, I'd love to hear what you think. He was plus, 0.56 units?
Half a unit.
He was half a unit positive on December 31st.
Mm-hmm.
There is a bunch of college football games. I know he doesn't know college football. He is a Celtics fan. He watches
It was
the
a
NBA.
17-point spread on that. I'm like, I don't know.
They covered by a lot.
There was a Celtics game on.
I almost took the money on just to fuck everything over.
It wasn't like a game that he doesn't know and nothing on. There was NBA on, and he just didn't bet. Everyone, as a good gambler, what are you looking for, Dukes? When you're in a little bit of a rut gambling, you're looking for guys that are good gamblers.
You must be used to that, huh?
On,
a little bit of a rut?
December 31st.
Minus
you're
70 units. You're like, oh, please.
And Chris Clemmer just says, fuck you guys. I don't want to bet today because I don't want to go under.
That's right.
And that's a bad gambler.
That's a smart gambler.
A good gambler would be like, I know this.
After logging on to Twitter on December 30th and seeing the celebration, I was like, wow, I cannot wait for my New Year's to be made by Chris Clemmer.
Wow.
My notifications were on and everything.
I think my 17-1 parlay that
I was the first one to congratulate you, by the way.
You were, Meek. Meek, because you're a class act.
Thank
you know why,
you.
Meek? Also,
Meek's a class act.
Because you're also on the winning side. You're a plus 9 units, I believe, right?
I had a good parlay on
Meek
Christmas
won.
Day.
Wait, did Meek win?
No,
Meek
2
won.
months we're not counting.
Well, if you think about it, it's a full year.
Meek's pretty good.
All right, so this year, tomorrow, when Ev is back, we are going to have official rules for this year.
It's a rule. It was just pick winners, Marty.
I don't think you should have to pick one every day. If you're picking your spots and you're good.
That's fair.
No, we should have to have
you have no problem me taking a knee.
we have to have a
So
minimum.
then you can just not do the whole baseball
We have
season
to have
if
a
you want
minimum.
Oh, I see. So baseball doesn't count, but the sports that
No, I'm saying like the exact same way. Like if you like, I'm saying like just like college basketball. Like if you pick and choose your spots, like it depends on what you want, how you want to go about it. I don't know.
I think there should be a
It's not a
minimum.
crazy
if there was a baseball game on yesterday, I would have bet it. Obviously, I don't
I don't
know
think you
college football. Oh, I would have. I don't know college football that much.
You do.
College football?
I mean,
I do the best I can. I'm listening to you guys, but I mean, also all my knowledge comes from you guys. You guys are down hundreds of units, so I'm probably in trouble.
Actually, Clemmer's minus units.
Why?
His Oregon future lost yesterday.
Yesterday was January 1st.
January
Marty.
1st.
You dumb fuck. What a moron. This is
Found
going
the
to
loophole.
So stupid.
Damn it.
If you had a Penn State future,
Oh
a
my
Boise
God.
State future.
That would have been hilarious.
So funny.
Yeah, he had the loophole.
Fuck.
He had the loophole.
Oh, and real quick,
It's good to be
That would've
king,
been-
boys. It's
that
good
would've
to be
been
king.
the
I also
funniest thing
want
ever.
to say, I asked Meek Phil, how many times did you leave the house this break? He goes like this.
0?
You didn't go to the deli or anything?
No, I just stayed home for 2 weeks. I wanted to relax.
And I loved it. I
wanted to
I was
relax.
so happy. I was so intrigued. And I said, were you happy? He goes, couldn't be more happy. I said, Good for you.
But you didn't. I'm like that too. Like if you, back in the day, if you didn't have to leave the house, there's no reason to. But like
No,
2 weeks?
No,
at
I
one
always
point, yeah.
wanted to.
There was no point where you were like, I gotta get out of the house for a little bit.
No.
You didn't need anything to eat.
I live at home.
You weren't
Rico.
craving like I want to go get a sandwich here.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it is.
Or go to the movies?
Go to
Just get out of the house?
a random, like, I would love to go to the deli one day, like to go, or just like a nice dinner.
You live in Queens. You didn't go to the Monsignor King tournament.
No. I had fun sitting in my room playing Xbox, watching bowl games. I'm 6 prestige on Call of Duty. I had a
I'm not
fun
gonna lie,
2
that's
weeks.
vacation. Like
Like,
I went
yeah.
on a trip to Colorado.
I
That's
think
a
just
vacation.
I miss being just in and out that week, being in and out of sleep. Just like you.
I was never like that still. I was never like, even when I was younger, like I needed just like to get out like
had-
1 or 2 nights.
You're just delirious. You don't know what day
I also
it is.
did
like-
play Xbox for a long period of
Yeah.
time, but then I still was like, all right, I got to get outside.
For
Yeah.
like that 1 week, the first 3 days, I just
Because
treated it
Meek
as just
definitely doesn't turn
Netflix.
the lights on in his room either.
Oh, I play in the dark.
I
You
know.
sat in the dark for 2 weeks?
I mean,
He pulled an Aaron
I can't believe
Rodgers.
you didn't have anything to
Darkness
eat.
retreat.
some people like to spend their vacations differently.
Phil,
you have
do
the
you-
whole year to do
That's
stuff.
Phil,
Phil, do you
relaxing.
ever do you crave like something? Like, is there a food that you're like, I can't wait to have this, or not really?
Big seafood guy. Actually,
Oh,
for my
Shock.
for my
Not too
birthday
bad.
that was over break, I had crab legs. So my mom made that for me.
You had crab legs?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I love crab legs.
That's right. It was Meek's birthday, too. Meek's
I forgot
near.
about that.
I forgot. Meek, your birthday's right around
was
Christmas,
so
right?
long.
Yeah. It was like literally the start of break. Like that.
Jesus.
It was an NFL Sunday too.
I don't know. I am jealous of that though. You get to just do whatever the fuck you want.
I don't know if I want to stay home for 2 weeks. I mean, I could have done that. I that seems like that's a lot of time to spend.
Yeah.
I'm with Meek though. I love playing video games. I love just sit in my pajamas all day for sure. But 2 weeks of it seems like a
miss
I
video
had
games,
fun.
but I
I
don't.
mean,
it's good. It's good.
You don't play video games, right?
No.
I don't either.
I play a simulator. I'm the basketball.
Oh,
I, was
we know.
I texted Clemmer a few
We know what
times
you
at
play.
baseball moves
Yeah,
during the break.
Yeah, Meek and I were.
It's not like I was isolated.
Well, that's.
No,
That's
you-
If
exactly
I'm your
what you
lifeline
were.
to humanity,
you were
you're
isolated. You were isolated. Texting someone doesn't mean that you're
That's the
not.
most
That's right.
online thing of all time.
Yeah.
Isolated is exactly what you
Yes, you were still isolated.
We
Meek.
just had a 5-minute conversation about how you were isolated. Like I was talking to people
He says things.
by yourself.
We asked about how old his sister was, and he said the exact age, and he goes, "What? Age is subjective." No, it's not.
No, you said how is she old? And I said
No,
old
we
is
said,
subjective.
younger or older sister.
I heard old, not older.
Old.
So you have a younger or
So
older sister. He
some people
goes,
get offensive when you say the word old. They're like age is subjective.
What do you guys call this break? I saw this in the chat. What would you call this break we just had?
winter
Holiday
break.
Holiday break or winter break.
I'd call it winter
I
break.
call it Christmas.
Christmas break, actually. Yeah.
It kind of feels like a college term.
Yeah,
There's
it
no like
is.
term for like the summer one I call summer break. There's just no right term
Yeah, there isn't.
for for people in the workforce, whatever.
All right, college football playoff yesterday. Where do you want to? Well, let's first start with this. Obviously, the Notre Dame Georgia game gets moved for a very unfortunate situation in New Orleans. Pray for those people down there. It was the right thing to do.
Of
course it is.
1,000%.
You're
Yeah,
a fucking
100%.
moron if you were complaining about a football
There
game.
were I think there are other potential like threats that may have been called in. You got to make
Yeah.
sure the city's secure.
100%.
That's
So that goes off at 4. We'll get back to that in terms of picks and stuff like that. But the story of the day was Arizona State and that, first of all, playing an unbelievable game, fighting hard, coming back. But that Dave's tweeting about it too. He's like, I woke up and I can't believe that targeting call. I can't believe it either.
It's the worst call.
It's so it was head to fucking head.
also,
it was
Dave-
out of a textbook.
Dave did explain
He
it
buried
right.
his head.
He explained it right, where it's like, I don't want a game to end on targeting, but if you're going to call it all year and make it a priority to have targeting
Right.
a huge part of the college football, call it when it really matters then,
Right.
too, because that kid, literally his wrists went limp. Like it was actually like, if you want to show someone what not to do, it was that.
Yes.
And it was head to head. He went completely out. Defenseless receiver. It's just like, what are we doing? Not calling that. And they reviewed it, right?
They reviewed it, which is crazy.
Crazy to say that. And Arizona
Should have been a
State-
flag. Should have been a flag in real time. Then the review was just
that's 15 yards,
egregious. Yeah, it's 15.
that gets-
15 and an ejection if they nail you.
So that gets to the Texas 45 around there,
Right.
with like a minute 30 left, maybe 2 minutes. They can potentially win with a field goal there.
or still score a touchdown.
Yeah, but like most likely a field goal to end it, and because that was
Right.
fourth quarter. It's just like, I don't know. That fucked Arizona State. Arizona State still could have won. Like they still fucked
Yes.
themselves in a way.
In overtime, we give up
But
those 2
that ref
touchdowns.
did fuck him there.
It was so bad.
I like
was
that
just amazed
quarterback.
by that. It
I
was
like
so bad.
Scatterbo was fucking awesome. Arizona State is the only. Arizona State has kept this college football playoff talkable because it's been awful. Besides that,
That's the only game that's
Has
been
been.
like even remotely close, right?
because let me tell you something.
Go
College
through the
basketball-
play-ins. Notre Dame blew out Indiana.
Yep.
State Penn blew out who in the first one? SMU.
I forgot about that.
They blew them out,
Fucking bad.
and Texas kind of handled Clemson.
easily.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't a
Ohio State.
blowout.
That
That was like
that was a
good
good
game,
game.
but it
Ohio
wasn't a
State
great
hammered-
game. It wasn't
beat the
anything
shit
to
out
write
of
home
I would
about.
say it was a classic, but at least it wasn't a.
It was
That was a-
nothing.
that
It
was
was
a pretty
nothing
good
to
game.
write home
Yeah.
about.
Cade Klubnik played like unbelievable.
Ohio
Yeah.
State beat the shit out of Tennessee.
Ohio State beat the shit out of Tennessee. There were
Yes.
4. Yeah, I forgot. I apologize.
It's just, I think that
Ohio State's been a juggernaut.
they're supposed to be.
I know. I'm just saying.
Still.
Yeah.
Next week's gonna be interesting because they're at the top and Texas is kind of looking down right now. It's gonna be interesting. It's also funny Ohio State realized, oh, we can throw the ball. We have the best receivers in
Right.
college football. Maybe we should do that and not run the ball every single time and punt. But
We'll get to that game, but yeah.
college football right now, right? The difference is the mid majors in college basketball are a lot closer to the top guys in college basketball. They're a lot closer in talent where the one game they can make there's a reason why March Madness is amazing because the sport, it's easier. One guy can win you a game. One guy can't really win you a game in football. And the talent is so fucking different from the Big Ten to fucking G5. Like Boise State is a good team. They weren't even close to Penn State, really.
I think they left some points on the
They
board
did,
that
but
would have made it.
It's just like Penn State didn't even play good.
I mean, going for it when he didn't go for it to open the game, that
Embarrassing.
was pussy. That was just pussy.
realize, look at Arizona State going for it all the time.
Yeah, Arizona State left some points on the board. I wrote that down. Tons of red zone trips. So they were in it. They were Arizona State obviously was in it. And, they should have won in regulation. When you
College
look at
football, the college football themselves got lucky with that game because now Arizona State would have been a good, but having Texas in there now as well.
Well, it's a dream. I think it's a dream Final Four because it's 4 teams that have been at the top the whole way.
Yeah.
Notre Dame or Georgia, both been at the top.
Yep.
No problem there. Texas, been at the top.
Yep.
Unfortunately, State Penn has been at the top, and Ohio State has been at the top.
Yeah.
So you got 4 really good teams one way or the other, and that's the way it was going to go.
But to Marty's overall point, though,
But I also don't have a problem with that. Sorry. I don't have a problem with them playing it out to get to that 4. Everybody keeps
Well,
saying
this
this
is
is why we shouldn't have expanded this. No. You needed to expand.
they expanded.
You 100%
They did
needed
it
to
wrong, though,
expand.
Rico. So they are so beholden to these fucking conferences.
Yes.
Just have the 12 best teams. That's it, and then you have more competitive
Well,
games. But if you keep
Going into it, though, I did think you had to value the conferences. I've now
you
put
keep
my
doing this,
I've put my hand up. I'm wrong.
Right.
No. Coming into it last year when they announced the playoff, I was like, you need to reward the conferences. The conferences should be the top 4 seeds. Dead wrong.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Dead wrong. We'll 100% admit that. Dead wrong. They have to seed them 1
are
to
they
12.
going to change this?
They should. I think
Because
there's going to be
if
enough
they do this again
pushback.
next year, we're going to have the same thing. You're going to have 2 rounds of blowouts.
Conference
And then you have a
winners.
good Final Four.
Conference winners should get in, but they shouldn't be guaranteed
I
top.
don't know if that's even have the 12 best teams. Why?
No,
are
I
they
think
doing, why?
then why play a conference? You have to. It's 12. It's 9 games of regular season conference play. You have to reward those winners. It has.
But isn't it better to reward the 8th best team as opposed to this?
It has to be a
raggedy-ass
conference.
conference?
It has to be a conference
What do
champion.
you mean?
So I'm saying have the 12 best teams be in the playoff, regardless of conference.
But then, yeah.
But I think it's
Rico's
kind of
right.
like
What's
it's
the point
6
of
of
having a regular
it's 6
season?
of one, half dozen of the other. I think the 12 best teams usually will find their way in winning that conference.
What's the point of having a playoff if you don't have the 12 best teams in it? You know what I mean? Take the
I
other
think
side of
I
it.
think the 12 best teams were in it.
I think the 12 best teams were in it.
You guys think
They
that?
make the argument. They could have made the argument of Alabama, but
I'd rather
that
Alabama.
proves not true.
I don't care what it is. I'd rather Alabama, Ole Miss over Boise State and
like SMU.
Yeah, but that proves.
you would also said Arizona State. You would have if
Yes,
you
you
looked at
would've,
the
right.
season, and it did turn out good.
And they act as good.
But I do think
that
there
the
has to
exception,
be
though, not the
some rhyme or
rule?
reason of your conference because I don't know. I think you have to.
Then you're gonna have. Then if they do that, you're gonna continually have really shitty first and second round games, and you just have to live with that.
But also, you have to recognize too that in reality, usually Ohio State's not a shitty game, you know? Usually, like, that's going to be one of the better games.
That was supposed to be an unbelievable game.
It's supposed to be, like, the best one. Like, you still have tonight as well.
Right.
Today, which is crazy.
Yeah, 4 o'clock's
4, yeah, it's very
awesome.
weird. Well, it's awesome, but it's very weird.
Like, being done kind of with sports at 8 o'clock tonight.
Not bad.
It's almost like living the West Coast.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I don't know. College football, it's the first year, so there's going to be some kinks. There's going to be some people complaining. There's going to be people like, and again, it has been really boring besides one game so far. It's
One
awful.
last thing on that Arizona-Texas thing. Did you guys see when those 2 girls mistakenly walked in front of the Texas kicker?
Amazing.
Before that, he
Iced
did
her
not get like. I don't think that's why he missed the kick.
Iced him out.
I don't think he iced him out. He was
Those
not rattled.
girls iced
He let him go, and he kind of
Those
like.
girls knew exactly what they were doing.
I disagree.
100%.
It looks like that, but he did ice him out. Two
There's
girls.
a
Two girls.
kicker-
this.
a
The
kicker
2 girls
has-
walk across. The kicker has practicing his thing.
A kicker has this much room as from the
Yeah.
block to the
So the net, they walk. He's practicing in front of the net, and the 2 girls like were carrying something. They walk in front of him. The kid like brushed it off. He's like, "Go ahead," and like didn't really look like go like this or get really phased.
yeah.
But then he missed the kick at the end of
Yeah, I saw
regulation to tie it.
I'm not a Quinn Ewers fan.
I think he's pretty
I
good.
like him as a guy. I don't know if I'm saying my future quarterback. I don't.
You guys are in
NFL.
shame.
Well, we're gonna have to maybe talk ourselves into.
I mean,
it.
I can't believe
We'll
what
talk
happened.
about that. One sec. We'll get to the NFL. Let's finish before I get upset. All right?
I just wanted to get
Because
it.
you're in shambles as well.
But I knew I was in shambles.
Worst space.
No
Actually-
argument here.
I don't think you are. I have a plan for you.
Oh, okay.
So State Penn buries Boise. Genty gets 104 yards, but he was quiet.
I didn't like that. It was like people were like shitting on Genty. It was like he still had some really good runs.
Right.
And again, I don't know if people realize this, but everyone knows they're going to run the ball. So their whole defense is planning for Genty to run the ball, and he still got 104 yards off of 25 carries or whatever.
So yeah.
I don't know. I think Genty's going to be completely fine. And I'm sorry.
He's also playing with fucking, like, no offense to Boise State, they're playing with Boise State offensive players.
Men
Like,
versus
against, like,
boys.
legitimate NFL prospects.
Men versus boys.
Like, and
Truly.
it's not like the running back. Like, you need good blockers. Not saying like Boise State's offensive line is a bunch
Yes.
of schmoes, but like, the Penn State defense is legit.
I'm really curious to
So
see how he
talking
does in the
about James
NFL next year with like a real offensive line.
I think
He's gonna be
I
good.
think he's actually going to get
I
drafted
think him
later.
and Scadaboo are both going to be good in the NFL.
I hope Scadaboo is.
Like, why won't he be? I mean, he's a fucking bowling ball. Like that. Like, it doesn't matter how fast you're. Like, if you could just shed tacklers and you don't go down, you get 5 yards per carry. Like, that is a legitimate running back.
But what if the tacklers are that much bigger?
I mean,
and,
yeah, but
you know, in the
his
NFL,
whole
or
thing,
faster in the NFL?
I just think he's very elusive. Like, I think he's pretty fucking hard to bring down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the speed's really going to matter.
That was frustrating with Arizona State. They just kept running it up the middle, like inside the 10, and it's like
But sometimes-
directly up the middle.
I know, but sometimes that is their game. Like that's
Yeah.
their guy, so it's whatever. I wanted to say real fast. You are an absolute moron if anyone is mad at Cam Ward for what he did, because he told everyone what he's going to do, and if you're sitting at home right now, right, Clement, you're at home. I tell you this, you are making about $700,000 this year, and
I'm not making
you
that right, but in,
You're not.
in this hyperbole.
yes, I
Hypothetical rather.
so that's why I said hypothetical. And then I say, you know what, Clemmer?
Mhm.
Today you can go out there. You might get hurt, and
Yeah.
but if you don't, you're gonna get about like a $30 million raise.
At minimum, because also if you do well, then you'll only get more money in the NFL.
You're gonna be probably top 5 pick. And he went out there, still went out there when he didn't have to,
Mhm.
and broke the record for the ACC, and told everyone he was going to do that. And the coaches said that, and sat for the rest of the game. Where a game, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because if he went out there, played the game, broke his leg, everyone would be like, what a fucking moron.
Right, yeah,
Why would you
moron.
do that?
He was in a lose-lose situation.
I
just think it's bad optics that like I'm only gonna play to break the record. You know what I mean? I
What
can
does
see
it
both sides of
matter?
it.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
what is it
I
matter?
was amazed Shador played. Why did he play?
And you know what? I respect both things. Like if you, it's up to you. It's what you want to do. It's your life is your job. It's literally your health is your job. If you want to go out there and show that I don't care what it is, I respect that as well. But if you're also like, why the fuck am I going to play in this random ass game?
These games don't like. That's the thing with the playoffs. These games matter less than ever. These games
a
just
top
don't matter.
Five.
Yeah, there were a lot of good bowl games that I was checking in and out of, but like
Oh, I didn't care at all. I
was
watched.
just
I
not
watched.
like I know
will
this
say,
the 6 overtime game was
Colorado.
great.
Well, that was awesome. I watched.
Yeah,
that
but
game.
like in and out of
Colorado got 8 million viewers, which is pretty.
yeah, the rest of it I was just like I don't.
Football in this country, man.
Then on the 28th, I was like, all right, there's 8 bowl games. We were going to a family party. I'm like, all right, you can kind of post up, check in and out of these. I forgot the NFL had Saturday games. So like when I look, like the TV, of course the NFL games, they were blowouts too.
They were,
Of course, aside from Cincinnati, Denver. But those games have to be like if you're asking a casual viewer who watches more, they're gonna put it like the NFL as it should be on the TV more than the bowl.
Not
game.
even close. Yeah.
You know, so it's like it was
But I just
just
don't
a
like
weird
when
bowl
people-
season, and then the college football playoff I was looking forward to that became blowouts. It's been a very like eventful bowl season. You know,
your
it's not
top
great.
5 pick. I just don't want. I don't understand. Like, let the kid do what he wants. I don't know what to tell you.
I would feel different if it was the playoffs.
Yes.
Then it's like, all right, these games matter.
Oh,
like,
that'd be
this is-
insane. That's a
but
different
these
story.
bowl
But no
games?
one's
Like,
doing
what
that.
are we
you know?
doing?
Like they wouldn't do that because it's a meaningful game. It's a game that's like literally like put the reserves in to let them have their last game
Yes.
as a senior. Like who cares when you? Especially he's locked in top 5 pick.
Right.
And Shador is as well.
Mhm.
Fucking Shador.
And you guys are going to be
would you
getting.
get
I think Cam Ward might be the next quarterback of the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Still be okay with
spot.
that, but I don't want that.
Ohio State buries Oregon. I took Oregon. I thought Oregon was the best team in the country. They got I really don't know what happened. They just got blitzed from the get.
Wasn't their day.
Yeah.
You go down 14.
Granted to Ohio, not taking anything away from Ohio State. Ohio State did have a great game plan and was stretching the field out, which they didn't do against Michigan. They looked great.
Yeah, they didn't throw the ball
Yeah,
against Michigan.
it was crazy.
It's like you have the best receiver in college football. Just do it. Just throw it to him.
What do you guys think of Dan Lanning's quote after the game where it was like,
I actually-
it wasn't our day today, it wasn't their day versus Michigan?
I like that quote.
I like how he leans it. It's corny, but I do like that he
Throws a
it's-
little shade.
throw a little shade.
I think
on
it's
your way
fair
out.
though. It's like there is just games that you're just not. It's just you fall into this rut of things that it's not working, and then it was like Oregon every time. It's like, oh, all right, here they come, 3 and out, and it's like, okay, they're deflated right after it. I don't know. It just wasn't that day. It was a really weird game. Weird.
I wasn't
It
expecting
is
that.
just crazy how fucked Oregon got from this.
So
entire
fucked.
seeding.
Yeah.
Oh fucked.
Like in real time, we all saw the thing come out. We're like, wow, Oregon got the worst draw.
Michigan fucked them.
Yes.
Did Dan Lanning's quote have anything to do with that?
Maybe.
Maybe because if
Maybe.
Michigan beats them, they're playing.
Well, it would have been decided. You could
You also
also
gotta
say
beat
no.
teams to win.
He also could have lost.
Yeah, but
You are
the
right
first-
He
about
could have
the
lost
first
the
one.
way that game went. He could have lost the Big Ten
You
championship
are
too.
right, but if he was saying yesterday wasn't his day, maybe against a shittier team, you would have survived at least the quarterfinals, and then you could play Ohio State in the
Texas,
championship, and it's a
Texas
different game.
wouldn't have
Maybe.
survived against Ohio State yesterday
You
if
got
they
to
played
beat good
them.
teams to win it all.
Like it's not like,
Yeah.
like you saw Oregon could beat Ohio State.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like this hypothetical, like it's like we saw
Right.
it earlier in the season.
Right.
So it definitely makes it more.
it's also the bye teams are 0-3.
Really?
Interesting.
So if Georgia loses tonight,
0-4.
they're 0-4.
Wow.
That has nothing to do with the fact that Arizona State and Boise State had a bye.
Right. That's true too.
But it is interesting. Like
Yeah, they were over. Well, no, it's they were overseeded.
Over-
Five
yeah.
teams were
but the
overseeded.
one team wasn't.
No, but that's what. But that's only one though, as opposed
Oregon,
to
I'm saying like the number.
Oh
Three
no,
is-
Oregon was not overseeded.
three.
You're right,
Sounds
yeah.
powerful when really it's only been
Yeah.
one.
Georgia loses tonight. It's like okay,
But Georgia has a backup quarterback.
Let's get that graphic cooking.
people love that shit.
I think I like Notre Dame tonight.
I do too.
I do too.
I'm a Riley Leonard.
I'm
guy.
on
But something
Guy
about
tonight.
Kirby with preparation, like I don't
So this backup could be like the best quarterback randomly.
yeah.
He's a 5-star.
If you're Carson
Yeah,
Beck,
you're also a back. When you're a
suck.
backup on Georgia, you're still like the one.
Oh,
of the
you're pretty
best
good.
quarterbacks.
Tua was the backup at Alabama. Came in and won them the fucking national championship.
Sometimes it's like sometimes that backup quarterback magic.
I
happens.
took Notre Dame yesterday, and then I heard, maybe 2 minutes after I took them, I heard Nick Saban talking about, I'm taking Georgia. You know, they have a lot of winners on their team, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I forget what the backup quarterback's name is, but he's like, he's a winner. And he went into, like, detail about, like what he brings to the table. And I was like, fuck, Saban probably tried to recruit this motherfucker.
Yeah. So George, you're on Notre Dame tonight.
Yeah.
You ever played in that tonight?
No, not in that game.
I'm hoping it's good. We've you know,
don't know.
like we had one yesterday, but the playoff in general has been very pedestrian.
I'm Jeff D. Lowe was tweeting about it, but I like that the game was outside the Ohio State game. All these games are in domes.
Oh.
The the sun shining on like the Oregon green
Uniforms,
and Ohio State. I don't know. It felt different.
They made a
I
bad move wearing the silver helmets yesterday, I thought.
I think Oregon has so many they get confused.
Yeah. That green jersey would have been sick with just a sick helmet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But all right, so I like Notre Dame tonight. That kind of recaps college. Nothing else really stood out in the bowls other than, the 6 overtime or whatever.
Yeah,
There was some weird – there were a million weird moments. My uncle's streak stayed alive.
Thank God.
The guy inherited the losing streak.
Yep.
So Nebraska wins and covers. That got dicey. But I think the bigger thing in NFL, too, is everyone's kind of touched on or is caught up in this MVP race. Allen and Jackson.
There's no race.
There's no I was told there was no argument.
There's no race.
That's what I was told.
Actually,
There's
like,
no
conversation.
race, but you got people making
No, but
fucking
you're
cases.
They're making a
They're
statement
making
for
cases
nothing.
for Burrow. They're making
Remember
cases
that.
for
You're
Bart.
missing someone else. You're an idiot if you think Joe Burrow is the MVP this year. An absolute idiot.
He has had a tremendous season.
Yeah,
but he's
because
not the
also
MVP. He's
when
not
you're
the MVP.
down all the time, you
Yes.
have to throw the
But
ball.
he's not the
He does
MVP.
it effectively,
Morty.
though.
Thank you. He's
What?
thrown the ball 100 more fucking times than
But he does
Josh
it
Allen.
effectively, though.
He does it effectively, but they have you also
You're down not because of him, because
your record. What the
It's
MVP?
such a like it's the NFL. You still have to fucking throw the ball. It's like hey,
You
why,
do.
why doesn't every quarterback do this then?
But dude, Josh Allen is doing before the
It's
season.
not like they're getting blown out and like in
Before
the
this,
second half. It's
but
just
it,
like
it does matter what you do all year. When don't make the playoffs and you're 8-8, it's like.
No, you had to.
I know it's not all on him, but it still shows
I'll say this:
like
you have to make the playoffs. So if he makes the playoffs, then you can count him in this conversation.
I don't
No,
even
you
think
can't.
No, you can't.
Because look,
I mean, you
before
can,
Well, no.
Also,
you can-
Lamar's
All right,
having a better year than he's
or
ever.
you can have a conversation.
All right, change it to if it was the way the Heisman does it and they did finalists who would go and like have a chance, so to speak. You know what I mean? At the ceremony. Burrow should be at the ceremony.
So should Saquon.
Jackson should be at the ceremony, and Barkley should 1,000% be at the ceremony.
Yeah, he
Allen's
should be
going to win.
fourth.
But those other 3 guys absolutely deserve to be the finalists.
Let me break
Absolutely. You
This
can't,
down.
you
Never
can't
forget
argue with
Phil.
that.
Meek Phil
can't
said
argue with
this
that.
isn't even a conversation.
It's
Let
not
me-
a conversation. It's still not a conversation.
Let me actually.
We're
let me
literally
break
having
this down
one.
for you.
Barkley has no chance
It's a
to
dumb
win.
one.
Let me break this down for you because this is what I interpret the MVP is. Okay. You have before the season, by the way. What's his name? Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah.
Fucking
yes.
He's a wild take
Idiot
guy.
fucking moron saying before the season that Josh Allen's not going to make they're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be an awful team. They've lost everybody, and then now he's like saying that Lamar Jackson should be the MVP. How does that go? But let me tell you what the MVP is, right? It's what you do for your. If you take that person off your team, obviously what they mean to your team, correct? Lamar Jackson's been amazing, right? He also added the second best running back in the NFL this year. He has been incredible. He has 1,700 yards and over 12 to 15 touchdowns. That helps a quarterback tremendously, correct?
Sure.
The surrounding cast of the Ravens is a lot better than the Bills, correct?
Yes, but
Yeah, I
if
would
you
say
took
so.
Lamar off the Ravens, they're not making the playoffs.
And if you make the same case with the Bills.
Of course.
Well,
That's the problem
I
with
mean-
the NFL is if you take a quarterback away,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
That's
hard
the
to
most
say
of the
that.
cases,
You know,
yeah.
it's
I
hard
know.
to say anything with
I know.
that. It's just like
I don't like to take them off the team because that's
either because it's hard. It's obviously
they're on the team. Like let's argue what they did on the field.
It's just
yeah.
more like Josh Allen had an incredible season with
Yes.
we're saying these guys now because Josh Allen's making them better, but their supporting cast isn't very good. It's really not. It's fine. It's a fine team.
You have a good defense.
But I think that he's just always he's winning these games basically himself.
Josh Allen would get my vote. My only thing is that it is definitely a conversation because you have guys like Lamar Jackson who are probably statistically better than Josh Allen.
Josh Allen last year was, I would say, better than Lamar, stats wise.
He was.
And
This
why
is like a
didn't he
makeup
get it?
call.
But why didn't he get it last year? You know.
Yeah.
So that's where people are so stupid because.
But I think you can have. I think it's
Stats
stupid to
lack-
have the conversation.
well,
But I
not
think it's fine.
stupid, but they're stupid saying that because last year Josh Allen had better stats, but Lamar it just seemed like Lamar was the MVP.
Well, the Ravens seem
last
like a better team too.
Yeah, I think there's
Better
all pieces
team.
of the pie.
The
Like
Bills were a disaster with Stephon Diggs
Right.
and things. The
It's just bad
turmoil.
first half too.
it's pieces of the
Yes.
pie. It's stats. It's how well your team does.
Yes.
I think it's a little bit of like the eye test too, of just like
Them beating the Chiefs.
when you watch the
last
guy,
year
the
was,
aura. You know what I mean?
He's
Like
also had a big moments. Josh Allen.
I would vote for Josh Allen.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, this conversation. I think Joe Burrow's in.
There's no conversation with Joe Burrow.
Phil needs to also apologize, saying
For
that
what?
Joe Burrow's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
For what? Throwing a bunch of yards when you're trailing in every fucking game?
Dude, they're in every game. It's not like they're down.
He
like
lost a ton
21,
of
and it's like
one-score
they're
games.
down. It's not like he's
Congrats,
down.
He also, his
Shut up,
defense
Phil.
hamstrings
Phil.
him where it's like
His
you have
offensive
to go
line-
score 40.
You want to talk about supporting us?
His defense is
he has-
horrible.
Were we saying this
He
about
has-
Justin Herbert
he
in
has
his
a good
first 2
receiving-
years?
he
Or
has
were
a
we
good-
calling him a loser?
He has a good receiving core. That's it. He has no offensive line. He has no running game. He has no defense.
But you also have to give him that, though, where his receiving core is the best in the NFL.
But it does not matter when you have an offensive line. You have got to stand in that pocket.
Joe Burrow's leading the league in yards and
Yeah,
touchdowns.
because he's always throwing the
No,
fucking
Phil,
ball.
it's because he's
I'm
really
sure-
good.
He
I
did over 100
guarantee.
more
I
times.
He's a really
guarantee-
good quarterback,
100
Phil.
more times is a lot.
It is, but he's still a really good
I
quarterback.
100 more
guarantee
times
in
than we're not
advanced
arguing.
metrics,
No, Phil
Joe
is.
Burrow is the best throwing quarterback.
100 more than Allen?
Let's see.
But that,
Yeah, but
when
over
it-
16
but when
games,
it comes
Marty,
to,
that's not.
that's from common that's from like basic stats. If you looked at the advanced stats, I'm still
That's
sure that
6
Joe
more
Burrow's
times
better.
a
So
game.
I have a Joe Burrow
Over
stat for
16
you guys.
games. That's not that much.
So
So if you throw the ball 44 times and I throw the ball 38, would you say you threw it a lot more than me?
No, I'm saying 100 more times.
That's what it is. But he's to extrapolate that.
6.27,
but-
6.25 a game.
600 and
how
So it's
deep are
6
those
more
at-
times a game.
How deep are those attempts? Because those 6 attempts could be deep shots. That could add up to like over 100 yards. I have to think
I
of that
just
way.
think 100 throwing the ball 100 more times when you break down the whole course of a
Can
season.
you-
It's not that much.
It's significant, but it's also like, let's look at the numbers here. It's an amazing year. And he's single-handedly kept that team in the playoff race.
Yes.
For Phil to come out and say
Over
that
100.
I
Burrow
wouldn't say
is not a
single-handedly. I mean,
It's not fair.
if,
Clemmer, you're a fair guy. That's not fair.
He has
you
606
cannot say Burrow is not a very good quarterback. That is
he's a
an
very good
insane
quarterback.
take.
I think he's top 5.
All right, that's fair.
I don't think it's a
Well,
question.
then I don't even know what you're arguing then, Phil.
I'm arguing that there's zero reason for him to even
Josh
be in an
Allen
MVP
is probably
discussion.
gonna
But you
Joe-
also don't believe in MVP discussions, apparently.
I don't, because I think on Lamar's case, I think he lost it because he has losses to the Ravens and to the Browns. You can't be an MVP.
It's hard for
against
Lamar to
those
lose
bad
to the
teams.
Ravens.
Wait,
He plays
so
the
what's the
I mean,
Ravens?
to the Raiders. My
Lamar
apologies.
Jackson has how many losses?
5.
How many do the Ravens have?
5.
Oh, so it's a team thing. Okay, got it.
Cool. I mean,
So they won't-
I
think
think Allen's gonna win. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I agree.
I'm not trying to make this like a. I have a case for Allen, Jackson, or I have a case for Burrow, and I have a case for Barkley. I think they're all phenomenal players. I'm just saying there was some hubbub over the break of
Absolutely
who's the
there
MVP.
was.
So like we're
because people
addressing
are
that.
fucking bored. That's why.
Let's just say hypothetically that Joe Burrow goes into. Are they playing on the road? In Pittsburgh.
But is that fair
No,
to Josh Allen?
It's not.
No,
It's not. It's
no,
not.
it's a good
You are right.
conversation.
It's not
in
fair.
Pittsburgh.
It's not. If he goes out and even if he has 3 touchdowns, 400 yards, he's not winning it. But if he goes out and throws like 5 touchdowns, they win by 20 plus against like a good Steelers defense.
And miss the playoffs still?
No, they
No, they
have
would
to make
they
the
would
playoffs.
make the playoffs.
Oh, they
Cool.
wouldn't.
The narrative
Who,
now is on his
Baltimore?
side because
No,
Josh
they
Allen's
wouldn't.
out.
Oh, Burrow.
If
If
they don't make the playoffs, he has no shot.
If he has
win,
a
it doesn't
flawless
mean
game
that
with
they
5
win.
touchdowns,
No, they need
like
something
400
else.
yards,
They
like,
get
it's
in.
gonna be
They
oh
need the
shit.
I know.
Dolphins to-
I
Let's-
know.
They need the Dolphins and the Colts, I think, to lose.
Dolphins
No,
and
Colts are out.
Broncos.
Dolphins and the Broncos, yes.
There's a very small chance the Bengals make the playoffs. I'm saying if they
Not
make
really
the playoffs.
I don't even think it's that small.
Let's just say hypothetically,
it's a
Joe
little high.
Burrow faced
Like-
the New England Patriots defense and threw for 164 yards with 0 touchdowns and lost the game to the New England Patriots who have 3 wins. Oh wait, that actually happened in Week 1. Let's point that out there. He has that bad loss on his resume.
He
and
does.
part of the reason why they're missing
He also
the
he
playoffs.
also has
Joe Burrow didn't even play bad that year.
I just gave you a fucking
he
stat.
has
Yeah, but I watched
4,600 yards and
164
4
passing
Look at
touchdowns.
his
Phil.
fucking fantasy line, Phil. I watched the entire
I looked
fucking
at-
game. He did not play bad. It wasn't on him.
You lose to the New England
We
Patriots.
controlled the game the entire. We had like
Why did you control the game versus Cincinnati Bengals?
because their defense
so bad.
sucks.
Their defense is
you had
horrific.
16 points. It was Jacoby Brissett.
We're so bad.
It was also the only game the Patriots defense was healthy.
Back to my original point.
Patriots are terrible though. We
just-
can
I'm
go
not
back to
saying
that.
they're
Patriots.
not.
that.
Why would you
I am saying it
This
though.
guy gets all the excuses in the book.
We don't. To go back,
The guy getting fucked in this is Barkley. 'Cause
No,
Barkley-
he's a running back.
He had a fucking
hates
unbelievable
him too, though.
season, though. He had an unbelievable
Yeah, but
You
season.
just
again,
hate Joe
but
Burrow.
again,
He hates
again,
Saquon too.
He just hates Joe Burrow. I can't help you.
that's
that you hate
something
good
different though too.
quarterbacks.
Because he has an amazing season. He has that roster is loaded. One of the best offensive lines.
But you still have to
Best two
perform,
teams.
I guess.
You definitely do, but the one guy is performing with a lot less, and
Yeah.
that's where MVP is. That's what MVP is now. It's just what it is. You are either the by far the best, or you're doing the best with the least. Truly.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You do
No,
agree?
I guess so.
I would agree with that.
I don't guess. Yeah.
What's crazy is if you looked back, and I told you in August that the Chiefs would potentially go was it going to be 17-1?
16-1.
16-1.
They win this last game. 15-1 right now.
Go
15-2. The Chiefs would go 15-2 with 16-1, and Mahomes wouldn't be anywhere near the MVP conversation. You'd be like, no
Not even
chance.
a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, no. You'd be like, yeah, that. You'd be like, he's not
not
even
a
going to make
Pro
the Pro Bowl. No,
Yeah,
chance.
it came out today. He's not a Pro
Yeah,
Bowler.
That's factual. There's
Also, Marty, Baker
about who should
Mayfield's
be-
not a Pro Bowler.
Baker Mayfield's not a Pro Bowler?
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That's stupid. He's like insane. Isn't he like?
It's
Doesn't he have like one of an insane stats? Like the
Baker's
this
having
year?
a crazy year.
Yeah, I think Baker's-
Yeah, but if I told you that about the Chiefs, you'd be like, no way.
touchdowns. He's like 40-something.
You'd be like,
He's
no way.
39. He's 3 behind Allen.
It's amazing what the Chiefs are doing. Still amazing that they're just fucking.
Wait,
like,
how can the Dolphins get into the playoffs?
If the Broncos lose and they win,
So but if the Broncos lose,
if the Broncos lose and Dolphins lose and the Bengals win, they're in.
Bengals need 2 losses. Dolphins only need 1.
Also, the Bengals are starting Snoop Huntley versus the Jets, although the Jets.
The Dolphins are -1, so there it's a and the
Yeah, everybody tried to. They were like, Dolphins. You're taking with Huntley last week. You're taking. They fucking blew the doors off whoever the fuck they played. The
Because they
Browns.
faced the worst quarterback.
Okay, yeah. So
Somehow
people are like,
they
why are
faced
you
the
taking
worst
why are you
quarterback.
taking the Dolphins -3? It was a fucking laugher. So like they could do that against the Jets too.
also
yeah, but
really
the
quickly-
Broncos are -10.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do
I
they
think-
got?
They're not
Raiders.
playing. No, they have the
Also
Chiefs. They're playing nobody.
If you're the Chiefs, wouldn't you want the
Pussies.
Broncos?
Yeah, I think
as
the
7?
Chiefs-
No, I actually saw this. If you're the Chiefs, you want the Bengals in because then the Bengals are gonna have to play the Bills. So you'd rather get one of them out. I'd rather play the
So
Bengals.
all
than
right,
the
so that's
Bills.
weird. Yeah, why aren't the Chiefs trying to win the game?
The Chiefs win. They get it's Bengals Bills first
No,
round.
no, no. The Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs want to win to keep the Bengals in.
Yes.
It gets confusing.
If the
I'm
if
like-
it's wouldn't you- I know you don't control it. You don't want all those guys out. But if you really were thinking about
Yes.
it, like hypothetically, obviously it's not real, but I'd rather play the Bengals than the Bills. If I
Yes.
was the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
I'd let them have that one
Yeah,
game
knock
out.
one of them out.
Knock one of
That's
them
not
out.
a bad strategy.
It's not bad.
That's not a bad strategy.
If you lose, you knock the Bengals out. You knock one of them out.
Yeah, but you'd rather play the Bills, so you would want the Bills to have a hard game first.
Nah. The Bengals. I'm knocking the Bengals out if I just lose, and then the Bills. Who knows?
I'm not
probably
scared
gonna
of
play
the Bengals though, really. Like I don't think that the Chiefs are the worst matchup for the Bengals this year
I would
because
be,
their
I would be
defense.
scared of the Bengals if I was the Chiefs.
I'd be scared of the
I'd be a
Chiefs.
little scared of. But wait,
I
we're
don't-
rolling right now.
It's in any
I'd be scared of
world.
the Chiefs. The Chiefs just
They would have won
they win
5
that-
in a row,
yeah.
6 in a row if they win that first game. I would not want to play the Bengals.
Burrow play. I mean, say what you want, like about what he does against the Patriots, against every top line competition. I would take Joe Burrow against like any of those quarterbacks.
besides Mahomes.
I would. I'm a Burrow guy.
When
I'll take
Burrow beat Mahomes, right? Their defense was like Burrow was
No,
still
I
really good,
agree.
but their
Even-
defense was number one defense.
even
This
this
year,
year-
their defense is like 30.
Right.
I'm probably like, yeah, I guess you have to say Mahomes, but like even like that one AFC Championship game where they got like the Bengals player pushed Mahomes out of bounds, like that.
A clear penalty, by the way.
Okay, get off your knees for Mahomes. Jesus
We
Christ.
gotta talk. We have to talk about the Giants completely. I mean, completely fucking up. Okay,
Yeah.
in a wonderful situation.
Fucking brutal.
You guys are. Your team is so dumb.
I let out my thoughts on the shred line.
But the
Gruden
players
said
are
I was
gonna
miserable.
like the players are gonna play.
It's
That's
tough.
the thing.
It's so hard. It's so
can't,
hard.
like,
So
what are
I
you
was
gonna
mad.
do?
I was
Like,
mad.
you can't.
Are you
You
gonna call you
can't
miserable?
really.
It's a physical game. You can't just tell your offensive line, "Hey, when they push you, like fall down."
You
You're
can
gonna
sit
fight
guys
back.
though, I
Like,
guess, but can you though?
Who else could they have sat? We played Drew Lock.
We're playing bad guys.
Played bad guys. There's nothing more that could happen.
You know who that's really an indictment on? It was Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee's horrible.
Like, no, I'm
mean
sorry. No, sorry, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Excuse me.
Oh, Colts.
Tennessee
is horrible, though. They deserve-
yes,
they
indictment on the
kinda
Colts.
deserve no more
The Colts
credit.
were playing for something, and allow a team like the Giants to just annihilate you like that is an
Drew Lock
embarrassment.
was like.
The Colts are a joke.
At one point, I'm like, is Drew Lock our franchise quarterback? This guy's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But did you see McAfee's tweet about the Colts?
Yeah, he's upset.
done and-
It was
yeah.
honestly like I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Kind of cool to like see like the culture is so bad. Like again, you have your star quarterback tap out of a game because he's tired. It shows you everything.
What's that organization done? The second that Andrew Luck retired, the organization died. They haven't done. They've been horrible.
Peyton Manning helped them so much.
And Andrew Luck was good.
Yeah, but the thing with the Giants, like I went back and forth. I was very angry. It was like very angry. Also, Shador, how about we hold back on the cleats until we really get you? Let's hold back.
Yes, that
I was
was
very excited. I love the cleats.
You gotta like the passion though.
Let's just.
You want to
I
play?
liked
He
it.
wanted to play for you guys so bad.
We could still get there.
Yeah, we
It gets
could talk.
tough.
We definitely could still get there.
How
Marty,
would you
we're
get
gonna
there?
win it versus the
Wait,
Eagles.
wait,
It's gonna be
wait.
tough.
Give me a trade. I'll accept a trade right now for the number 1.
Dude,
pick.
I saw one trade. We were giving everything to you. I said, do not do that.
We are gonna get. I think we're gonna get so much for this pick.
Do you think you beat the Bills though?
Probably because life isn't good. God, you
Oh,
guys think-
Patriots fans, life isn't good. Piece of shit.
I also think the Bills.
No, it's-
He's sitting on the number
so
1
are
pick right
you.
now.
What?
You have 2.
You have 6.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
No, we
I
have
could see
4,
the
not
Bills.
2.
We have 4.
Yeah,
I
but,
could
like,
see
in
the
your
Bills.
lifetime.
You have 2.
And you're
Bills
like,
don't want the Bills don't want the number 1 pick in their division as well. I could see the Bills laying down a little bit.
Is Josh Allen not playing, right?
There's no chance he
He's
plays.
gonna start like the first drive.
I don't really want Drake
Why?
to play. I
Why
want
would he
Drake
even
to
play a
the first
drive?
half.
because he cares about his start streak.
I was a
Oh,
little
really?
concerned about
Probably true.
What?
why is Drake May playing?
It is. Well, here's where it gets interesting. I think there's somewhat of a like Mayo. We keep talking about. I think he comes back next year. If they lay an egg, and like nobody shows up on like the defense or just nobody gives any sort of effort, I think he could be gone if Vrabel's in.
I've heard a lot of rumblings about Mayo.
Who, from Mick?
No. His Patriots people.
Yeah,
that I see. No one's reacted to me, but
No,
I see
Vrabel
online.
really wants to.
I just see a lot of like.
and it hasn't gone. The thing is, I pushed it off 2 weeks ago. It's still marinating, like all online, all in like the Patriots beat
Yeah.
reporter circle. So like it is like Mayo probably wants May to start. May should start because like again, you want reps out of your young quarterback. Play the first half, put Brissett in the second. But like if there's just no effort at all, I think Mayo's gone.
Yeah,
I just can't see
I
them
agree.
firing the first black coach in team history after 1 year. The optics look terrible. Also, you gave him a shitty roster to begin with. He did exactly what all of us, except for you, said was going to happen. We all said the Patriots
It's
are the
not
worst
that.
team in the NFL.
It's not that though. It's the effort. It's the penalties. There's shit that
But
like
they're bad.
It's not like a roster thing. No one.
I do get it, but
no one really
imagine-
thought the Patriots were going to make the playoffs this year. I didn't even think they were going to make the playoffs.
No one
this
thought they were
year.
going to be good. They had the odds for the worst record in football.
Right.
They
And
were the team,
Yes,
and they
but
did it.
Okay, Clemmer, but what I'm saying is that like some games against the Bengals, against the Seahawks, against like the Jets, the team showed up, and then the next week they'd lay an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'd show up one week, they'd play the Rams close, and then they'd lay an egg. There's inconsistency throughout the season. There's bullshit penalties on the offensive line. It's not like the offensive line is bad and that's why they're getting beat. It's like a 1st and 10 situation turns into a 1st and 15 because of shitty coaching. No discipline. Like that's bad.
But they're also
coaching.
bad players, though,
But
too.
it's
Both
not
things can be true.
necessarily. Nobody expected this team to make the playoffs. That's what I'm saying.
But no
Everyone's
one
sick of the dumb coaching
Other than
shit.
you, no one thought they would win 6 games.
I think. All right, I'm not going to keep going.
But I'm saying, no, I'm saying, I hear what you're saying. You're saying it's bad discipline is the reason they lose these games. I'm saying it's also and more it's bad talent.
You're
Bad
both
discipline.
right. You're both right, but it's
Bad
just
discipline to some
very
extent. for
hard.
sure.
I don't care if he's the first black coach. I don't care
Right,
what he
it's-
is. It's just like it is the culture right now in Patriots doesn't. It seems
It doesn't
like-
seem good.
You haven't seen this in Patriots in ever, and
Well, no, I wouldn't say ever, but
Yeah.
Rod Rust. I mean, some of us were alive.
Shut up.
They were bad.
I
Vrabel's
know,
right there.
but
They were horrible.
I'm saying for the past 20 fucking years.
That's different.
they
That's not
weren't.
ever.
That's dude. Come on.
It's not though,
I
Marty.
understand,
Yeah.
but dude,
Rico,
in
back
a
me up.
long
You're both
time-
right.
I'm right.
No one's saying Rod Rust when I fucking say that.
But the
Nobody.
But the Patriots
Nobody.
weren't. The
Patriots are the
point is,
biggest
Patriots
embarrassment
were
franchise for 30 years.
I
We're not a
understand,
conglomerate
but
leading up to
as
Brady.
of dude, anyone talking about sports right now is like the Patriots were like the top of the top
Of course.
forever.
Not forever. You gotta stop saying that. That's not true. Just admit you're wrong. It's not true.
No, Rod Rust. Yeah, no, Rod Rust.
No, but
Fuck. I should.
you also have Victor Kiam. I mean, you can go through the history of. I know you don't like history,
All
but
I'm
history
saying
exists.
Is the Patriots don't fire.
You just hate
Rod-
history, Marty.
No, I don't hate history.
you say
But when
words
you're
like
talking
ever.
about something, you know what I'm talking about, and you correct me. and
Because you're wrong.
It's frustrating.
You
because,
sound dumb.
No, I don't sound dumb. Just because you know the guy that this time.
Everyone
and no
knows
one's-
that, but you don't like
I
history,
know
you
what it
don't
is, you
read.
dumb fuck. But no one cares. No one cares. Besides you old fucking bastard.
People care.
No one cares.
People care.
Guarantee no one cares.
I guarantee
about
you
Rod
don't
Rust.
care because
No, I'll guarantee no one cares about Rod
I
Rust.
guarantee people care. But
Without Rod Rust, be like no one
that's
cares.
one example. How about Victor Kiam? How about the
Put that out
Sullivans?
too.
How about the
Put out
Sullivans?
Victor Kiam. No
How
one
about the
cares.
Sullivans?
No one cares.
They
Anyway,
literally started the
they're not gonna
franchise, but
fire-
nobody cares, right?
They're not going to fire a guy in the first year. They're not going to do it.
I think they'll give him an extra.
I'll say
I think
this:
you give him
if
one
the
more.
Patriots don't do it only because he's black, it's going to be such fucking bullshit. When you got
It
a
won't
coach,
just be that. But
I know. I'm just saying, like, if they're like, "Oh, we can't do this because of optics." If optics is the reason, then this is.
I
the
think if you had a bad team and you had a bad season, they could give him one more year.
I think
They
they're
got
going
Drake
to
rookie coach.
Yeah, Drake
Bad
gets
team
into
anyway.
his-
Again, when there's a coach like Vrabel, who, in my opinion, people don't think Vrabel's a little bit like overrated. I do not. I think Vrabel will bring like at least an identity to the team. Because again, something that I did not. This is one thing I would say about the Patriots that I thought going into the year. That the defense would still be top 15, and the defense wouldn't change that much. The defense is a bunch of pussies. Nobody's disciplined. It's not the Patriots defense that I remember for the past 25 years, which was always consistent. So, I don't know. I think Mayo's got to go, but if Vrabel's right there, you have to make the move.
What I wanted to switch to this now is the Vikings. They're in a weird situation
Very weird.
because
Very
they can
weird.
get a haul from a team for J.J. McCarthy.
Yes.
Giants.
And I don't want that for the Giants. The Giants, we're in a just go with the guy. I don't want a guy off an injury. JJ might be good. I don't care. Just draft somebody. But
When is Darnold's contract up?
this
year.
year,
This year.
Oh shit!
was a
I was gonna
one-year guy.
propose.
trading him.
You could have got. Let's say Darnold was a net like 1 year or
Yeah.
he was whatever. You also could have got a nice little package for Darnold.
But
of
it's
a
a-
team
You would have
being
got something
like,
huge for him. You would have
Yeah.
got it first.
But you're in a
Oh, you
tough
would've got something
situation with
huge.
them because this is what you do. You either have a guy that you don't know how he's going to be, but you don't have to pay him for another 5 years, or you just get a bunch of shit for a guy that you already have and pay Darnold. And you don't know how Darnold could have just it could be a fluke, but he's been great.
How much money do you think he gets on the open market? I don't think
A
he's
lot.
a $50 million
He's going to get 50
quarterback.
mil.
You think it's a weird? It's like Vikings are almost. I don't say cursing themselves, but almost kind of like in dark places they don't talk about being like, shit. It's actually like really bad. Darnold did this
It's a
well.
good and a bad thing.
Yeah,
It's
'Cause
like-
they
I
have an
understand.
unbelievable shot to
But
win the
also,
Super Bowl. They
what-
still
he
have a
also-
run. You could still see them getting to a Super Bowl. I think it's a long shot, but
I
can
think
still
they get there.
I can still see them getting there. But like,
No,
so
definitely.
you don't know how many of those chances come across your life
Right.
as they go. Like the Jets had those 2 AFC Championship games, never been close since. You want it when you have a chance to sniff it, you want to sniff it and you play that out. So they're not apologizing for the good
You
season.
also don't want to waste a year of Jefferson's prime.
Right, but it's just in some places they're kind of like, fuck.
That's a team
like
that JJ could go. The
now what do
Jets
we
could
do?
do
You know, JJ McCarthy. Like now what do we do? You know,
Jets
I
with
would love
JJ is
that.
not a bad idea.
I would
for them.
love that. I would love any sort of fix.
But it's just they're in a weird spot. You're right. It's a bad and a good. It's like you have two really good
I
options.
mean, Darnold
right now,
balled out. He played
but
great.
Darnold deserves everything, and it's hard to also not pay the guy who potentially could get you to a Super. Like if they get to a Super Bowl, they're gonna let him go.
I think so. Here's
Give
the,
to a-
here's the
give
reason
to
why I
NFC
would.
championship?
The salary cap, though. You have McCarthy at a cheap contract right now.
They value that more.
And if I let Darnold go, if I sign Darnold now, I'm in cap hell.
But Darnold's also what 27. He's still
Yeah,
young.
he's very young. He was
He was young when
super
the
young
Jets
with the
got
Jets.
him.
Yes.
So it's
What's
just like-
Darnold going to be looking for?
I think he's gonna, I don't think he's looking. I think he's gonna get 50.
There's so many teams that need quarterbacks.
I know.
Dude, the quarterback play has been the worst. Like the top guys are the best we've seen in a long time, and the other guys are like the worst we've seen in a long time.
I'm not trying to shit on him because he's had a great year, like Baker Mayfield, for instance. Like he is easily, we all agree, top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Like that is crazy to even think
Yeah.
about. You know, like
What
He was
did
on-
he
yeah.
get?
He was on death's door.
he got a huge deal from the Bucks finally, but
What did he get?
I think it was like
Me-
30 mil a year.
30?
now, you could even say not even bargain.
And he's older too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a Darnold's gonna
It's a
get.
good point. The Vikings. I didn't think about that, but
It's a
that's
weird.
Good. Yeah.
It's tough
Baker
'cause
Mayfield
you.
got 3 years, 100 million.
So like
I think Darnold will get a little bit less. Well, you're saying 50 mil total?
I think
Oh.
50 mil a
50
year.
mil a year.
$50 million a year, Rico. He's going to make insane money because it's going to be a bidding war.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
don't,
thing.
Dude, I don't know if
Go to
people
the
would,
list. Jets.
when it comes down
Titans,
to it, I don't know if
Giants.
people
Look at all the
would.
teams that need quarterbacks.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if people would be like, I'm signing that check for 50 million.
What are the free agent
got
quarterbacks who are
40.
out there though?
Who's
Look at what
better?
Kirk Cousins got.
Gino got 40.
Gino's got 40.
Kirk
All right, I
Cousins, how much
guess.
did he
Yeah, I
make? Coming off
guess.
a fucking Achilles.
But when it comes, like, don't get me wrong, Darnold's been great, but like, when push comes to shove, I don't know. It's one of those things when you're at the store and you're like, do I really want to do? You know what I mean? You have that doubt
It's
of
literally
like,
what happened to Daniel Jones.
yeah,
you know, it's
There
like Rico,
is
it's like
doubt,
if you don't have a car and you need to buy a car, and that
Sam-
car is available.
right.
Sam Darnold's
The only
only,
car available.
Yeah,
he's only 27 years old,
Yeah.
too. Like, that's crazy.
yeah. It feels like he's lived 3 lives in the NFL already. You're right.
Sure, I
Yes.
did say that. Right?
Yeah, he said that. Got it.
I don't know if you guys know this. Sam, I just looked it up. Sam Darnold,
27.
27 years old.
Kevin McDougal, also 27.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah,
damn.
so-
No, I'm
so-
26.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. That's
Meek
a
Phil
lot.
also
I also think
27.
Darnold has to have a good play.
Can anyone please clip Dukes getting his age wrong?
Yeah.
There he goes, Kevin McDougal, 27.
Well,
Oh,
not
no,
really,
26.
I've been calling myself 27 for the past 2 weeks for no reason.
I do think Darnold needs to have a good playoff game.
I don't.
I don't.
Dude,
Really?
look what
What other quarter? Who else?
we started
out
off the
there?
season. They were like 7-1 or 7-0, whatever they were. We're like, is it a fluke? Is it?
No,
And
it
then
hasn't been. Yeah, he's played
What are
great.
they? 14-2?
Yeah, he's played great.
I just want to have one more. Just randomly want to say this. The New York Jets all-time passing leaders.
Very proud of this. Yeah.
Clemmer would tweet this out every Sunday. He
Yeah.
stopped for whatever
Yeah, he did
reason.
stop.
We talked about this 4 different times in the show. How I
So
just
he's
stopped doing
out.
it because it broke my heart to do
So
it.
that's 1 year. He's 16th all time.
He passed Brett Favre.
Bro, Zach Wilson's going to get a chance somewhere. I guarantee it.
I don't
Zach
know,
Wilson
that's a
being
hard
10's
sell.
crazy.
He'll get a chance somewhere. Telling you.
That's a hard sell.
Of course, but Sam Darnold would have been a hard sell.
Hey,
as
Meek, why don't we talk about how Saquon's a carrot again? Why don't we bring that up again?
No.
Oh, I can't.
Well, he just brought up about the Jets.
I mean, it's fun.
All right, so the King goes first. Do you have a play tonight?
I do. I'm on the Miami Heat. They've won 4 of the last 5. I like them tonight.
Are you guys
I'm on Notre Dame.
NBA real fast? Because the NBA has been, no one cares about it.
They got to fix the regular season.
I don't even know how you do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know if it's their fault. I
Take
don't
away
know
the
what's going
3-point
on.
line. It's never gonna happen. But that's what
I like popping into the Knicks here and there. Like my dad.
Knicks are really good.
My
Knicks have
dad
been
grabbed me
annihilating
my dad grabbed me the other day. He's like, you gotta listen to this stat. There's some
Cat's
In
also been
15
unbelievable, and everyone was shitting on that.
in 15 of the
Everyone was shitting on
30 games, the Knicks have like I don't know 20 assists, 20
Oh, they are so
in
unselfish.
the game. And last year they only had like 5 of those games the whole season. I don't know the exact stat. Phil's probably gonna be like, you don't know
No,
the stat.
those stats are like,
But it's
pretty
something
accurate.
insane where they are just sharing the ball like no other, and they didn't do it, and they were good last year, and they didn't even do that last year. So it's like a treasure to watch, especially if you are like an older person, you still value like sharing the, you know what I mean, the way it was. So
Well, Rico, here's a stat on the Knicks. They're the first team in NBA history to have 4 different guys score 40 points in a game before January 1st.
yeah, I mean they got a ton of weapons. So it's Knicks are a treasure, but the NBA overall, like I'm not watching
I
it.
should have said Heat money line. By the way,
You got pulled up.
It's college. I got nothing.
All right, I thought you were about to pull something on me.
The Celtics are in like a little bit of a skid. Like
Yeah,
probably one of the biggest.
That's what I wanted to ask. I'm not even. I'm
Porzingis
not
back yet?
yeah, he's back.
Yeah, kinda. He's like
worried
in and out a
about the.
little bit.
I think the Celtics are obviously still the best, but like,
It's
Are you
Cavs
worried at all
are
or no?
27-4.
Not one
if
bit?
you ever want to go through a skid, it's in December.
no. I'm not
It's-
talking about the
it's
skid.
so-
I'm not. I didn't even know they were on.
What's the Cavs
saying
record?
Just the
The
Cavs have 4 losses.
27-4.
A skid is like 500 in December.
Like you mean the Golden State Warriors, who are 500 right now?
Right. So we're talking about the
That's-
Celtics. 500 in December, and Derek White was like, "Yeah, man, like we really gotta like clean this shit up." It's like the worst he's ever been on the Celtics. Like just like this, like he's never seen a 500 month.
But the Cavs, right? Like I think the Cavs are the most fraud team of all time. But like they are, 27-4 is
29-4.
29-4 is insane.
It's insane. Yeah,
insane.
that doesn't. I don't know.
Doesn't do anything
maybe
for
it
you?
should. I should. I'm honestly more worried about the Knicks than about the Cavs. The Knicks have
not-
more talent in their
There's
roster.
no one else, right, in the East.
I don't think
And
so.
those are the top 3
OKC
teams.
is scary, but like
Yeah, no,
OKC is scary.
In the West.
OKC, I think it's like 16-1
I'm not
since
gonna-
Hardenstein came back.
I'm not even thinking about anyone in the East.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, to be honest.
Hey,
The
it's
Knicks
the
are
most
maybe.
cocky I've ever been about the Celtics. Like I just do not.
The Knicks
again,
look good.
I think the Celtics are like a Celtics will. They're built to have games like. I don't think they'll sweep anyone. I think they'll win every 7-game series. Like that's my only
That's all I
guarantee
gotta do.
in a 7-game series that they will win. Anything that happens in the regular season on any given night, they could lose to anybody. But
Yeah.
I think in a 7-game series, nobody could beat them.
The Celtics
The,
have
the OKC, very scary. They could lose to them in the championship.
Okay.
OKC's terrifying.
the Celtics
yes.
have what championship teams have. They have a switch that they turn on and off when to turn it on to be a championship team. Sometimes it just gets turned off.
Yeah, the rest of the East is
I mean,
4 is Orlando,
dude.
5 is the Bucks, 6 is Miami.
That Christmas Day game against
Bucks
the
are
Sixers,
getting a little
like,
better.
Bucks
congrats.
Which wasn't on.
are, but
Congrats on
they're
winning
still
a
like
championship.
17 and
It's
4.
a three-
near
it's
the
a three-
Bucks,
it's a
but,
three-horse.
The Bucks did come back
Yeah,
a lot.
it's a 3-horse race in the East.
It's
Also-
a one-horse race.
Last thing, college basketball.
Like you'd have to have Tatum and Brown. Like
There's at least 3 teams that you have to list of contenders. That's all I'm saying.
well, no, if there's no conversation for Saquon Barkley,
All
we're
right,
not having a
yeah, all
conversation
right,
about
fair
the East.
enough.
All right, thank you.
Fair enough.
College
That is fair.
basketball recap real fast. The last 2 weeks are slow because it's usually they go home and stuff. How is Dayton doing?
We lost to Cincy, and we beat LaSalle.
You lost to Cincy?
We lost. I mean, Cincy's really good.
No. I actually didn't know.
Yeah, we lost.
This was
We
Yeah,
lost
the stadium.
in Cincinnati, but not like away from the arena, but it was in Cincy. But yeah, Cincy's good. We didn't play well, but I'm feeling good.
Bama.
Great. They came out of that conference schedule 7-2 or whatever the fuck they were.
These 2 weeks I just don't.
5-2,
these 2 weeks
6-2.
are so weird.
The 2 weeks are very weird. But
They
I will
lost
say,
to Oregon at the buzzer in a game out in Vegas. Who Oregon's turning out to be a very good team, and they got handled by Purdue, who's a good team at home in a true road game. They've beaten Houston. They've beaten Carolina, who's whatever. They beat Illinois.
no. Carolina's not whatever.
They beat Illinois. Carolina's not great. They beat Illinois, and they're 10 deep. They're 10 deep. They're scoring 90 points a game, and they're not shooting well.
And
You're excused,
letting
Rigby.
up 80 points a game.
That style of play is what it is.
Yeah, but Duke, I don't even need to talk about. They're unbelievable. But UNC has 6 losses in January. Is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen out of an organization. They should probably fire Davis. They should fire him.
But now it
They
starts.
should
I think
not fire him. You guys are so crazy.
I'm kidding.
They have 6 Q1 losses. They were a number 1 seed last year. They made
They
the
don't
final
have
4.
6 Q1 losses.
Right?
Louisville's a Q1 loss.
Louisville's playing well.
Yeah,
Pat
they-
Kelsey,
they're
baby.
So Duke's they got a Q1 win over Louisville
Well, it depends where you played them.
at Louisville.
That would probably be Q1.
That's crazy.
Wait. Yeah, that would be Q1.
Yeah.
What
It's a
happened?
road,
I'm
it's
trying to,
weird
it
wins.
depends on the net. I mean, also a Q1 win today might not be a Q1 win at the end of the season.
Right.
No, I
It
know. I'm
Fluctuates.
saying
Right,
right
so,
now
like,
they
I would-
played them a
I'm-
week ago.
I'm gonna guess that Louisville will be a top 3 team in the ACC.
Pat Kelsey,
Problem
baby.
is, I don't think so actually.
Who?
SMU is 11-2 right now. Pitt.
Yeah, I'll take Louisville.
Pitt's been.
I think Pitt's great.
Pitt has better wins than Louisville
I
right
think
now.
Pitt. I think Pitt, Louisville. I think that's the top 5 for sure.
And I think there's one other team. Is it Georgia Tech or Wake Forest?
Wake, I think, is pretty good.
It's either. I always sometimes
Yeah.
either one. But yeah, the ACC is just Duke
Yeah.
is really good.
What do you got tonight? You got to pick tonight?
I just have
Dame?
Notre Dame.
All right, what do you guys got behind the glass?
Clemson.
Oh.
That too. Clemson's another team. Clemson's good.
Clemson's good.
Clemson.
I have a college basketball pick tonight.
Ooh, Meek.
I'm going with Wright State minus 13. Do you know who they're playing tonight?
Green Bay. If I had to
Yes,
guess.
they're facing the worst coach in the country.
Yep.
So system play, give me Wright State minus 13 versus the coach that took all December off.
They
Oh,
literally didn't win a game.
I'm adding. I'm adding FAU plus 3.5.
Okay.
I saw a funny tweet here. I want to read it. Clemmer is so annoying. No one cares about Rod Rust. Grow up, Clemmer. Marty Moshe, Chris Clemmer. But the problem is, you can't say grow up. Like, my whole point is I'm old. So you get, like, grow down probably be the way to go, right?
Fair.
Nobody.
I disagree with you, Humble Macklin.
Nobody
That's
cares
fair.
about Rod Rust at this exact
That's
You
moment.
can't say the ever and not mean ever. Say 20 years.
No, I
Speak
can't.
correctly.
No, I won't. And
Or you won't. All right. Well, that's your choice, and I'm going to call you out when you don't.
no,
You could just speak correctly.
no one cares about Rod Rust.
People who are older remember the Patriots
I
were
don't
the
even think
worst franchise in football for
I don't
30
think
years.
Rod Rust's family cares about
No, they
oh,
don't.
no. Oh, Rico.
They were
don't.
like
The Sullivans.
don't.
All right, then talk about the Then how about the Sullivans then?
Hunter
Yeah.
is right.
The family
Well,
that
you
built.
and Rod Rust.
No,
so.
Clemmer's 100% right. The
Thank
Patriots used to be a joke.
Yes,
like,
Patriots
yeah,
were bad.
Yeah, like they
Yes,
were like
but
they were
when
like
you
the
talk
modern
about
day Jets.
when you talk about the every team, every single team has gone through a stint that they were bad.
What would you call the
It's not a
Jets?
stint. They were literally the worst team
I would
ever
argue
in the
that
What's
NFL.
this
the
run
I
of
would
the
actually
Jets
argue.
called?
I would
Steelers,
argue the
that's fair.
Steelers have never gone through
Yeah.
a stint of losing.
That's actually true. They've had 4 head coaches like
That's
what,
like
the last 5
one
By the way,
team,
years.
but
the
every
Tomlin
team.
argument's starting again.
when
Then
you talk
why
about
say
a team-
ever then, Marty?
When you talk about a team, if it's over 20 years of a team being very good, it just I obviously don't.
That's how
wash
you
it.
look at it because you're young.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. What you are doing what you hate when I talk and you stop me. So what's the point of talking? I'm not gonna talk. You guys talk.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
did.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Good way to end
Finish
it.
it done. I
Peace
apologize.
is a good way to end it.
I apologize. I'm
Full
sorry.
Friday
You
tomorrow.
know you hate that.
Football
I just
Friday
apologize.
tomorrow.
I was wrong. I apologize.
It
Wow.
feels very weird
Wow,
to get ready for an
yeah.
NFL slate.
An apology.
Football Friday tomorrow, and we'll break everything
Wait,
down.
this is a crazy. Sorry, I have to say this. So my friend texted me because we had this debate a lot about Mike Tomlin. Right? Is he a good obviously he's a good coach.
Very good coach.
And everybody like a bunch of teams would take him, but a lot of Steelers fans are obviously frustrated with him. Right? My friend sent this to me. He's like, "How do you like Tomlin?" I said, "I think I'd be frustrated if I was a Steelers fan at this point."
Yes.
Just given he had early success in the playoffs.
Because it's hard. You can't get rid of them.
Right.
agree.
My friend goes.
You don't know who you're going to get better.
My friend goes, I don't get how people always like exclaim how great of a coach he is. He goes, "There's only 4 seasons where he had that led to a playoff win. 4 seasons led to a playoff win, and he missed the playoffs multiple times when Ben was in his prime."
Let me ask you a question, right?
That's and I'm saying I would take Mike Tomlin as the Patriots head coach yesterday.
Oh my God.
I would take just making the playoffs and being competitive again like that. So I get that, but he, as a Steelers fan and organization where your goal is Super Bowls,
Championships, yeah.
At what point
But
do you come?
when did it become? Because you're right.
But on the flip side, who's
4
better?
that's fact.
I would
crazy.
take Tom
4
on the
seasons.
Yeah, fair.
4
But on
seasons
the
with a playoff win is crazy. He's
but
been
on
there
the
for like 20 years.
on the flip side, who's better than him?
No, but
We're
would you
all- I
rather
think we're all
be?
on the same
Yeah.
page.
So doesn't that make him good though by default?
That's
if
where it's the
nobody's
rock
better
and
than him, he
hard
has to be
No,
really
but
good.
yes, but
right?
no. So
You
this
know
is
what
where
I mean?
I'm at. Like I'm like, okay, when did 500 become like a great coach? Because that's what the stat is. He's never below 500, but
Right.
he's usually 5. He's literally
Around there.
always 9 and 8
9 and
now.
7,
And now
yeah, 9
that's
and 8,
changed. It's
yeah.
always the Steelers are never like clear number 1 team.
13-3. Yeah, you
ever
don't see that
usually.
very often.
And it's just like you're in average hell all the time. You're in the playoffs, you lose.
Well, they had that season a couple years ago where they were like started out 13.
It was the most fake 13-1 team like of all time. They lost like,
It's tough though, because I look at it from my perspective though. It's like I haven't been in the playoffs in 13 years.
and
Right.
that's the problem. There's a lot of
14
shitty teams that
Yeah.
you're like, I'd take that no matter what.
5
But
seconds.
if you are the diehard Steelers fan, it's just the same thing every year. They're doing it again this year. What were they? They were 10-3.
Yeah.
Now they're 10-6.
Yeah.
They're gonna probably be 10-7 because I think the Bengals are gonna beat them.
There's
Oh,
rumors
shit.
of
Yeah, right.
Aaron Rodgers being their quarterback next year.
Oh, I, didn't see
That's-
that. I saw like some
He's
turmoil maybe.
The
as long as he's not in the
Steelers?
Jets, I don't
Yes.
care.
I'll look into it. I'm just
Russell Wilson's gonna be the quarterback next year. They're gonna sign him.
see that's also the thing about the Steelers. It's like they'll have like a season where they go like 9-7 or whatever it used to be, and they'd be like, well, the defense is really good. Imagine if they had a really good quarterback.
Right.
It's like now it's like at what point just like the quarterbacks you chose is just like who you guys wanted
Yes. Also, the Jets should consider Fields,
I would love him.
but
and JJ.
I think JJ.
I love him too.
I'd rather JJ.
I'd rather JJ only because of the salary
Yeah.
constraints.
You'd have to give up a lot.
You'd have to
So,
give up a
and they
lot.
gave up a lot in those trades earlier, so it is what it is. But
We still have our number one.
yeah,
I got some picks. I got Oakland plus 1.5. I got Penn State minus 4.5. I got Gonzaga minus 34.5. And
Crazy
what was
Gonzaga.
the other one?
Gonzaga's.
they're
Yeah,
still
they're
very
weird.
good.
They're very, but they're losing
I'm still
a little
buying
bit.
them. I'm still buying them long
Who they lose to
term.
That'll be
UCLA?
Lost to UCLA.
Yeah, that shot was so dumb.
Yeah, it was bad.
That
So
shot
dumb.
was so
Half
dumb.
court, 4 seconds.
And what was the last one? That's it.
All right, Phil, you got one?
I gave you Wright State.
Okay. Yeah,
we're
right.
fading
State.
Gottlieb.
All right. Well, we went off on a fucking.
Oh wait. Sorry, I'm gonna pull up NFL and college football year-end records.
Play the music while you do that.
God.
King, I am the
I'll get the
king.
music.
It's on the same monitor.
All right, don't do it yet then.
College football. I'm second. How is that
There you
possible?
go. See?
Bro, what is
Oh, look at NFL.
how is Ev down all those units when he's not good at college football?
Look at
That's- wait for
NFL.
What is Ev's NFL?
So
Here's he
bad.
up 15.
So bad.
What is NFL?
And we see not new messages.
You dropped the mouse.
Screenshotted it wrong.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Ev.
A lot of first touchdowns in the
NFL.
NFL. A lot of first
I
touchdowns.
mean, that's
Plus,
still,
look at that. I am destroying you guys. I gotta say,
Lot of
Marty, if
touchdowns
there's
for
anyone
us.
who's competition in the NFL on this
there's
show, it's
still
you.
like 100 more
Someone
missing
going
units.
out, you say this. It's like you're 123, 137. If you're taking your
All right.
straight picks, if you're taking just your straight picks, like on just games, what's your unit?
But I have.
I think I'm better.
That's not-
I
no, I
really
agree.
do.
That's
You
not
said
how
a
the.
plus se-
But I
you
also
said a plus
take picks that
17.
are
I agree.
plus money that in theory would lose. That,
I think
you
I'm-
can't look at it that way. That's
I
not,
think
that's not how I'm betting.
Straight picks, I'm actually better. Or non-touchdown scores, I think I'm way better.
So what you're saying is
Like,
House
look at
Call
Marty's
with
record.
Jerry
That
and
doesn't
Terry
matter. The units matter.
destroyed- House Call with Jerry and Terry was the worst investment
No,
of
it's
your life.
great. It's been a great show. And when you hit
never listen to
guys,
that show again.
when you hit those guys,
You
it's, it is
basically
what it
just
is,
said,
but-
listen to Pick Central, not House Call.
Yeah.
So I think that we need to retire that I don't know football or NFL.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I never said that.
All right.
Fair enough.
Did I?
Meek said it.
I said
You guys all said. You guys
still a-
all yelled at me and
you're
laughed
still
at
a
me and
square.
everything. And
You're still a square.
maybe it's not square. Maybe it's
Fire it
maybe
up.
for his
These guys
winner.
will go all day.
Past
winner.
2 years, the
You don't know the
squares
word
have
winner.
won.
This
They called me a winner.
Look at the square stats last year.
Football Friday tomorrow.
Who was we down last year?
Dak's up next. He's
7.